The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining me. Now, here in a minute, we're going to get to reviewing one of your websites, and I do want to point out that while this has been pre-recorded, I'm hanging out in the chat, interacting with you guys live and answering your questions. Now, if you're interested in having your website reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your site. And in addition to getting a site review, I also offer a one-on-one session to each photographer who has had a site review done to help them answer any questions or assist in making any changes that they may want to make. Now, don't forget, we also live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there.
Advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing.
All right, guys, here we are on if I say this wrong, I'm sorry. imaginationphotography.com. Let me just bring this down so you guys can see this up here really quick. Got a nice little favicon up here, and here's the URL right here, just in case I was saying it wrong. And we're just gonna go ahead and get started here on the homepage here. So first of all, I think you got a really cool logo right here. You've got a nice homepage setup. There are a lot of images here on this homepage grid, but we'll kind of talk about that here in a second. And you've got this site menu. So you're definitely using a site setup that's not typical, which makes your site stand out. You're using the grid with this left-hand side menu over here. And we're going to go into your menu items. I think you have your site menu set up really cleverly. There's a couple of suggestions that I'm going to make, but we're going to go into this. So let's just kind of scroll down here. So you have some good information here. Welcome to oh, that's imagination. Oh, that's really clever. Now I just feel really silly. I'm sorry. Imagination photography. Oh, okay. I get it. I was like, I think I'm saying this wrong. That's really super clever. I'm imagination. I can't even say it. Imagination photography. But you have some really cool stuff over here in the site menu on the left-hand side here. So a couple of things that you're doing really well that I want to point out right out the gate is that you have the type of photography that you do. You have your address here, which tells me either that you're in New Hampshire, and you have your email, your contact information, and you even have the grid location. So if I want to pop out my compass and plot a course to your studio, because maybe it's somewhere secluded, I can do that if I need to. So really good information here. Lets me know right out the gate, hey, you're working in New Hampshire. This is somebody that if I'm in your area, you're somebody that I can hire. So I think it's great to have that here. And then a couple of other things that's really cool is right on the homepage here, without having to do any looking around, I can see what people are saying about you. I can see your testimonials and things here. Now, there are a couple here. I would probably consider condensing these down just a little bit and making these like highlight excerpts. Is that the right word? Excerpts. excerpts. I think that's the right word. You can make fun of me in chat if that's the wrong word. But I would consider condensing these down a little bit, maybe making these small highlighted excerpts or quotes of these, and then maybe linking to a custom page where people can go and see more of those, which it looks like you link to something down here to see more reviews. And I just want to show you guys this. When I click on this, it actually takes me to Google, and I can see the reviews over here, which looks like you have 4.9 star rating. So great job on getting some good reviews here on Google. But one of the things you guys didn't see that I want to show you is that that link is actually opening up in the same tab. So when somebody clicks on that, they're now leaving your Zenfolio account. So what you need to do is go back to where you have that link set up, highlight it, adjust the link properties, and make sure that you set that to open up in a new tab or a new window, so that they don't actually leave your Zenfolio account and then have to use the good old back button to get back to your homepage. So just something I wanted to point out there. And again, this is really cool, and it's really great that you have this link here. I would definitely consider shorting some of these, making them just shorter highlighted quotes instead of the full quote here, the full review. That way you can show more in kind of a compact space, and that's going to let you trim up this homepage, because this homepage has a lot of images that go way down. And what I would really love to challenge you with is to kind of cull some of these images and break this down to maybe your best 10 to 15 images that represent the different genres of photography that you do. Like if you could only show somebody 10 images to convince them to hire you as a photographer, and you had no clue what type of genre they were interested in, you just were going to show them your 10 best images. That's the photos that you need to pick and put on your homepage. And the rest of these I would probably call down and make sure that they're in a portfolio somewhere. Absolutely beautiful photos, though. I think you have some gorgeous work that's on here. Maybe make some of the images a little bit larger. These are small, which is going to be nice once you cull those images down and you don't have as many photos. Then you can really show these a little bit larger. I would probably get rid of this out of the gallery and maybe have it as an image over on the side panel somewhere if you want to show that. But I probably would not have that on your homepage right here in your images. It just kind of sticks out, which is probably what you were wanting it to do. I just would prefer it not to be here, kind of interfering with the photos. But let's go ahead and start looking at your site menu. We're going to go from the top down. So again, I think you have this set up really cleverly. There's just one of the things I do want to point out. If we hover over weddings, right, we're going to see all of the pages about weddings, which is pretty cool. So we can see investments, engagement, pricing, about your wedding services. One of the things that confused me a little bit was that it said weddings here, and then it says weddings here, which I know this is your weddings portfolio. So what I would say to you to do is on this particular drop down item, go ahead and just write in wedding photography portfolio, or write in weddings portfolio. That way it's a little clearer that it's not just a header, or it's not just a duplicate of this, because it looks like a duplicate of this. And your site menu items and the way that they are titled matter to your SEO. Search engines see and they read this stuff. And so if you have weddings photography portfolio, or wedding photography portfolio, or wedding portfolio, that's a little better information than just the word weddings. But let's go ahead and click on this and check it out. Now, when we click on this, we change to using your site header, which is this up here. And I have to say, I think you need to take some time and do a little bit of work on this, because it looks totally different. The colors are kind of different. And so I would definitely suggest coming back and putting in a little bit of work on this site header menu. The logo is really small, and the logo's got that white box around it. So that lets me know that it's not a PNG file, probably, that it's probably just a JPEG file. So you definitely want to think about that. The other thing as well is if you want to use this logo up here, it's kind of square, and you don't have a lot of site menu items, and you've done a good job at combining them together. So one of the things you could think about doing is swapping your header layout to have the logo alongside the menu items. And you can make that little logo a little bit bigger and kind of get rid of some of this odd dead space that's up here. And again, I would definitely think about these colors. This looks like an entirely different website from your homepage. I mean, the background is the same, but when I get here, that header menu, it just looks like a totally different website. All right, so this is it looks like this is a custom page, which it is a custom page. So you have a custom page set up here, which is really cool that you have, you know, some of your wedding images here. I will have to say, I think this is probably a little bit too few images, but let's just see what we got here. So a professional wedding, and then you have a contact information. So, and then we can go to a wedding slideshow, or we can go to the investment page. So what does wedding slideshow take us to? So that takes us and kind of loads the slideshow. I'm not sure what's up with that. You might want to take a look at that link. But one of the things I do want you to see is after we leave that slideshow, we actually land on this page. And there's a couple of things that concern me with this page. One, I now have access to your all photographs group. You're going to want to go back and hide that. You don't want to allow anybody to get to your all photographs group, because that is going to let them see everything that's in your account. Now, if your galleries are password protected, basically they can see the thumbnails and they can't get into the other galleries. But this is going to allow people to get to the all photographs group. So just to show you what that looks like, if I click on this, I'm now here, and I can now go through and start kind of browsing all of these galleries, and that's probably not what you want. So you're definitely going to want to hide this in your breadcrumbs. Now, the other thing as well is that you have a lot of these distracting elements showing here on kind of this portfolio is basically what this is. This is basically your wedding portfolio. There's a lot of distracting elements here that we don't need. We also kind of have some smaller images, and then we have to click show all to kind of see all the photos here. And I don't know how many are here. Let's see. Does it tell us up here? Sometimes. So there are 90 photos here. That is a lot of photos to have in a portfolio. For your portfolio, I would probably recommend about 15 to 20 of your absolute hands down best images from your weddings. So I would go through and definitely think about culling this down, because people have short attention spans and you need to show them the absolute best. And if you have 90 photos in here, the chances are they're going to have to kind of go through here and really look at this and, you know, take a look at these and see to get an idea. But if you're showing, you know, 15 to 20 of your absolute best wedding images in here, that's really what you want your portfolio to be. Again, there's a lot of distracting elements here. You know, I'm not sure why we need a guest book, select photos button. A lot of this stuff you probably want to hide. I would also, once you call the image number down in this gallery, then that allows you space to make these images larger, where it's a little easier to browse them. Also too, when we hover over the photo, we've got the favorites button, we've got the sequence icon. A lot of this stuff I really would suggest hiding from your portfolio galleries. What do you guys think in chat though? Let me know. Let's see what happens when we click an image. So when we click an image, we're going to the photos page, which is perfectly fine. It shows the thumbnails over here. Now, one of the things I'm noticing as well is that you're using your file names as your image titles. All right. And that's perfectly fine in a client gallery. But in a portfolio gallery, you can show your file names on the thumbnail page as well. And so if you cull your images down to 15 or 20 of your best wedding photos, you can start using that image title to actually appeal to the SEO, you know, so bride and groom kissing, silhouette of a bride and groom kissing under stars or something like that as the title here, right? That's stuff that's going to help your SEO and help your portfolio start showing up in search results. Also, if we scroll down, let's see here. We are not seeing any categories and keywords, so there's no categories and keywords for this gallery. Definitely something that you want to take advantage of. That's going to help with your search results, and it's just going to help provide Google and other search engines information on what this page is about. And if you categorize and keyword these photos in this gallery, you do have to show it here, and it'll show down here. Also, there is a guest book, and the footer is on as well. So this is probably all stuff that I would remove. I would definitely not recommend not having the guest book, especially if your guest book has 0 entries. So definitely something that you probably want to just turn off, because you don't want people in here playing around with this stuff, trying to figure out what it is. You want them looking at your work and then deciding to contact you. And also as well, you can use your gallery caption up here to link to that contact page as well. All right, let's keep moving on. So let's go check out the investment page. So this is the next page down, and we're probably not going to have time to get to every single site menu item. So I'm going to do a couple because I'm sure they're probably set up closely the same, but we're going to check out a couple. But we're just going to look here. All right, so let's see. So this is where it talks about you've teamed up with a videographer. This is cool. This is all good stuff. Good information here. All right, a la carte options as well. Click here to download a copy of our investment option. So what is this going to? All right, so again, this is another link that goes to a PDF, which is cool. But again, you want this kind of thing opening up in a new tab, because now I have to use the back button. And if I'm not computer savvy, I could be like, well, I lost the web page or whatever. So you definitely want these things to open up in new tabs when they take people away from here. All right, so let's see here. You have this link to the contact page. Perfectly fine. It's nice to have that in there. Good job having that in there, so that people can click that when they're actually reading this information and go right to your contact page. Looks like we've also got some video stuff in here as well, and then just another photo right here as well. So I think this page is designed pretty nicely. Just a few things, just that PDF document right here, I would definitely have that opening up into another tab. And I don't know if, oh, that is a link. Let's see. So this is a link for Alexander, and let's see what this does. All right, so it's cool that you have teamed up with this videographer and that you are letting people know that, and you've provided a place for people to go and see their website and to see their work. But again, I just want to show you, once I've clicked on that, I am now out of your website and I'm taken to his homepage, and I also see that he does photography as well. So you might think about linking to his video page right here directly. And then you definitely want to have this opening up in a new window or a new tab, because you don't want people leaving your Zenfolio or your website and going to another photographer's website and then kind of completely leaving your site. So definitely something to think about there, is having that link open in a new tab. All right, let's see. What do we have next on this menu item? So there is engagement pricing. And this is cool. So great job setting this up. This is a nice looking custom page with this really cool image right here. I think this looks great. Engagement and wedding slideshow. Let's take a look at that. So again, we're going back to that wedding slideshow, and it's linking to this all photographs up here as well. So I've already kind of provided some feedback on that. Let's click here to see what the book now page is. All right, and this is the contact page. So that's perfectly fine. It works great. Definitely nice having that link there. All right, and let's see what the wedding about page is. So this just goes to your about page, which I think is a great about page. You have a wonderful photo on here. So many people don't have photos on their about page. Look, I get it, guys. I'm a photographer as well, and part of the reason I became a photographer is because I like spending my time on the back side of the camera and not being in front of it. But we need to have photos of ourselves so our clients can get an idea of what we look like, so that it's not a surprise when we meet them in person and they're not like, oh, I don't even know what they look like. So great job to you having this wonderful photo up here. And you have plenty of information. You talk about yourself a little bit. You have your phone number, and again, location information. So important. It's great that you have this here as well. So it's great that you have all that information here. I'm always going to be an advocate for video. You've got a videographer that you're partnering with, so why not work out a deal with him and maybe see if he'll help you shoot an about video and put an about video here, so you can really tell your story and really connect with your visitors. But I think this is great. Again, this site header up here is really throwing the website off for me. I just feel like it needs some work done. It needs to kind of match what I was seeing before. Like the site menus are small, the colors are different, the header color is different. This little square logo over here is just really throwing me off from the rest of the site. All right, let's see if we can get through another site menu item before we run out of time. And then I do want to hit really quick on the blog page. So let's go ahead and go with senior portraits. And again, my feedback for almost all of your site menu items is that it's a little confusing how it says senior portraits and senior portraits. I would say senior portrait photography portfolio, senior portraits portfolio, just so people know that this is not duplicated from that. Same thing on family, which family is actually different. Same thing here and here as well. So anywhere that you have a portfolio inside one of those drop downs, I would definitely call out that it's a portfolio. All right, let's check out that portfolio. All right, and again, this looks like another custom page, which is really great. Really cool that you have this. You know, one of the things that you might think about doing is putting a few more images on these custom pages, and then you could have a link that says, click here to view my full portfolio. And when people click there to view the full portfolio, they then get a visitor sign-in screen where you can collect their information. So just something to think about that. I have done a live stream on that as well. So definitely go back to the YouTube channel and look for that using visitor sign-in, but it's something that could help you collect people's information and would let you know what type of photography they're interested in as well. Same type of feedback I have here. The all photographs is showing, the header. We've got all of these distracting elements up here, and it looks like there's actually a price list applied to this. So I'm not sure why I would want as a visitor to be buying somebody else's senior photos. So that is a little confusing. The make an album button is showing on here as well. Your portfolio galleries, in my opinion, should be pretty clean and not have a lot of different options on here other than just the images and some good SEO information to drive traffic to these. So I'm going to go down here, and again, same feedback, right, about calling these down and really only showing the best of the best. Like, do we need all three of these showing? You know, which one of these is better? Making sure that you're choosing and showing a variety. You're not having kind of duplicated images. Like here we have this girl standing here by the fence. Now we have the girl standing here out in the woods. Now here she is by a waterfall. And you know, a lot of these images, different people, same type of photo, thinking about that and culling these images down to really what is the best of the best that you want to show. All right, we got like a minute 30 left. Let me see if I can fly through this really quick. Let's go down and check out your seniors pick preparation. So let's check this out. All right, so this is really cool. Lots of good information here. So this is going to be great for your SEO. It's going to get people landing on this page, getting them to see this information. Some beautiful photos here. Like these look like they're newer. And so these might be things that you want to put in that senior portraits. Like, I know it's work to keep your portfolio updated, but it's so very important to do that. So making sure that you're always updating your portfolios with your best and your newest work so that people can see that when they're coming to your website for the first time. All right, really quick, let's hit your blog up. 46 seconds left. All right, so let's see. Your last blog post was September 7th, 2019. So good job getting a blog post up this month. Let's see. Let me see if I can scroll down and make it to the bottom before I run out of time here. Let's see. Next one was August. So it looks like you are blogging once a month. Kudos to you for doing that. Hey, Jen, I want to say thank you so much for submitting your site for review. Really great site. Just those things that I hit that you were showing on your portfolio galleries and then your header. But I think you've got a great job. You've got a lot of great information. So that's what's nice is there are a lot of great information on here. Thank you again for submitting it. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching that site review. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we post videos and when we go live. Now, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your website for that. And in addition to getting a site review, you're also going to get a link where you can schedule a session with me. We're going to go over your website, go over the review. I'll answer any questions that you have and help you make any changes that you're interested in making. So the link to sign up for that is in the description below this video. Now, don't forget Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, I hope you have a great week.